Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day here at Palm Springs Stadium. A little bit overcast, can't quite see the canyons down the distance the way we normally would, but an excellent day for a doubleheader baseball nonetheless. Our first game, it's a familiar matchup as we had yesterday. It's the visiting Toronto Rush taking on the Oregon Lumberjacks in a rematch. The Lumberjacks looking to avenge a 3-1 defeat yesterday at the hands of the Rush. So I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna. Joey, we have two offenses they're looking to get going. The Rush hitting just 196 as a team. Lumberjacks hitting just 236 as a team over their first two games, both teams coming in 1-1. What do you expect to see from these guys today?
I expect to see the bats come alive here as we get going in this season. The batters are catching up to the pitcher's speed, and I expect to see some more base running, some more hits, and some more runs on the board.
Well, I can say this for sure. Lumberjacks will be happy to see anyone not named Jared Birch. He was excellent yesterday. 10 strikeouts over 4 shutout innings, only scattering 2 hits in the winning effort. But first it'll be the Rush lineup. They'll be getting a look at Po-An Chen, making his first pitching appearance of the season. He gets to start today out of Changhua City, Taiwan, the 6', 21-year-old young man. He'll be facing Manuel Ochoa playing left field, Freddie Tatenchi at the shortstop spot, Michael Cooper is the designated hitter, McCoy Pierce will bat in the cleanup spot playing third base, Matthew Crossley is the first baseman, Howard Rodriguez will be playing center field, Jorge Duran will bat in the 7th spot playing right, Lolo Williams will be behind the plate, and LaRue Williams will round out the Rush's batting order playing second base.
They'll be facing off against Po-An Chen, like you mentioned, who's on the hill for the Lumberjacks. He's got a four pitches he's working with. He's got a 2-seam fastball, a 4-seam fastball. We'll see a slider and a curveball mixed in with those as well.
Could make for a very entertaining matchup. Both teams playing back-to-back days, of course. Not necessarily have all their pitchers available. Definitely not going to have all their pitchers available. Both their stars went pretty deep into the ball game yesterday. Manuel Cho will be ready to dig into the box in just a moment. He's played the first 2 games so far for the Toronto Rush, 0 for 3 in all those matchups out of Hayward, California. Just before we step for the first pitch, we'll also take a look at the Lumberjacks in the field. You have Jeff Heinrich playing shortstop, Andrew Puglielli at the second base spot. Luke Fennelly will be playing shortstop. Chris Monroe over at first base. Scott Combs behind the plate. Katsuisa Takamatsu will be in left field. Lazaro Amable in center. Champ Gardner in right. And a bit of a last-minute lineup change. And, of course, Po-An Chen on the mound.
Yeah, we're ready for day 4 of the 2023 California Winter League here at Palm Springs Stadium.
Ochoa just about getting set to enter the batter's box. Pretty nice 57-degree overcast day here at Palm Springs Stadium. Very light 4-mile-per-hour breeze out of the south. We see the American flag out in center field blowing just a little bit, this time from right to left. We're all set. The first pitch, Chen going from the stretch. He delivers a little bit high and outside, ball 1.
First pitch a little bit behind schedule, 10:04, 4 minutes past that 10 o'clock mark.
Chen looks like he's working exclusively out of the stretch. Big leg kick. That pitch is hard in the right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit just in front of Gardner. Tried to make a lunging attempt at it, hit off his glove, and kicked right in front of him. So a leadoff base runner for the Rush.
Yeah, just like I thought, these hitters are going to come out swinging today. They're finally getting used to the timing, and they've got their grooves back in the batter's box here as we approach day 4.
And that'll be Freddie Tatenchi. He'll dig in. 0 for 2 in his first couple of games. So Lumberjacks, they'll try to turn 2. First pitch delivered a little bit high, ball 1.
Yeah, Chen's still trying to find his rhythm on the mound. He usually takes pitchers an inning or two to feel comfortable and have command of all the pitches.
Chen said once again from the stretch. Up is on the ground, shortstop side. Good play over the second for one. Back to first, an easy 6-4-3 double play. Nice job from Tatenchi to get that one started. Quickly 2 away.
Exactly what Chen was looking for, a ground ball to Fennelly at short, and that was an excellent execution there to finish the double play. Fennelly did a nice job fielding it, and the underhand toss to the second baseman, who delivered a strike to first. Great double play ball.
First pitch delivered a little high, ball 1. So it'll be Michael Cooper, the batter, the designated hitter spot. Cooper's recorded 5 out of now the first 10 hits of the season for the Rush. He's a perfect 5 for 5. He'll try to keep that going as he takes a curveball in there, 1-1.
He's had great at-bats to start this 2023 Winter League season. He's taken a few walks as well. Selective hitter.
Chen said once again, he'll kick and deal the 1-1. Curveball, a little low, 2-1. Toronto Rush wearing the light blue jersey tops with white pants. Pretty solid white pants. And the Lumberjacks, same as yesterday, wearing the dark green jersey tops, white pants. And a 2-1 count to Michael Cooper. From the stretch, on the inside corner, good pitch, 2-2. Good sign seeing Chen going inside with a fastball.
Yes, absolutely. You need to work all around the zone when you're pitching to Michael Cooper, who's been a hitting machine early on in this season.
Here's the 2-2. Curveball, little low, 3-2. Poan Chen tried to run that breaking ball back over the outer half to the lefty Cooper. Did not get the call from the home plate umpire, Steve Bartelstein. Here's the 3-2. That's on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Cooper goes down looking, and that retires the side. Ochoa able to get aboard with a leadoff single, but Chen faces the minimum, and the Rush will be retired in order. We'll be back in just one for the bottom of the first inning. Lumberjacks will take their first swings. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about set for the bottom of the first inning. Sets the Lumberjacks take their first set of swings. There'll be Lazaro, Mabel, Luke Fennelly, and Champ Garner. Mentioned in the top half, last-minute replacement. He'll get the start today in the third spot. Jeff Heinrich will be the cleanup man. Andrew Puglielli batting fifth. Shinichiro Ishida, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. Then it'll be Scott Combs, Chris Monroe, and Katsuhisa Takamatsu to round out the Lumberjacks lineup. And they'll be doing it against Noah Lashley out on the mound, 24-year-old out of Ontario, Canada. He threw 2 innings out of the bullpen in Thursday's loss to the A's. See, that pitch hit on the very first pitch into right field for a base hit. Good-looking swing there from Mabel to get things started.
Yes, absolutely. The hitters are ready to hit as soon as they step foot in that batter's box. We can expect to see from Lashley a 4-pitch mix, a 2-seam fastball, a curveball. He'll mix in a changeup, and every now and then we'll see a slider. As we see him get really low to the ground, almost like Kimbrel.
There goes Mabel. First pitch taken for a strike. The throw down, nowhere near in time. It's a crazy bounce, but good backup there from the shortstop, Tlatenchi. How about that? That was the first hit of the season for Mabel. And he records his first stolen base.
Yeah, showing off his wheels right away, taking off on the first pitch after swinging on the first pitch.
That breaking ball is taken upstairs, 2-0 the count to Luke Fennelly. Fennelly's 3 for 6 over his first 2 games with an RBI.
The pitcher, Noah Lashley, spent some time here in the California Winter League in the 19 and 20 season.
That's it hard in the right center field. Over is Rodriguez. He's not going to be able to get it. That's going to get into the right center field alleyway. Rounding third is Mabel. He's going to come around to score. Fennelly on his way to third. The throw is not in time as Fennelly slides headfirst with an RBI triple. How about that fast start for the Lumberjacks?
Great piece of hitting. The hitters are ready to go. And like I said, the hitters are going to be swinging to get base hits. That's what the scouts want to see. And we saw a run already here in the first inning.
That'll bring up Champ Garner. So now he'll bat with a man over at third base with nobody out, that being Fennelly. First pitch breaking ball, taking a little high. Garner's 0 for 2. His only game so far coming Friday against the Chill. He was hit by a pitch in that matchup. Rush playing about halfway on the infield. So that pitch is fouled back into the screen, 1-1.
Luke Fennelly hit that 85 miles an hour off the bat. For his RBI triple to get the Jacks on the board.
Lastly, working out of the stretch. He kicks and deals the 1-1. That breaking ball's lined in the center field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Rodriguez plays it on a hop. Trotting home is Fennelly. RBI single for Garner. His first hit of the season as well. He's now 1 for 3. And a quick 2-0 lead for the Oregon Lumberjacks.
Well, the Lumberjacks lost yesterday, like you mentioned, to the Toronto Rush, 3-1. So they're looking for revenge. They're doing a great job early on here in this first inning.
That'll be Jeff Heinrich. Oh, and they've got him picked off. He's in a rundown. Crossley, he's going to tag him out himself, running him close to the second base bag. Quick move there from Noah Lashley, checking on Garner at first. Got him in a rundown. Crossley able to deliver the tag.
Yes, he caught Gardner leaning towards second base, and like you said, terrific move over to first base.
That ball's hit high in the air on the infield. LaRue Williams towards the second base bag. He's able to put it away. So Heinrich gets retired. There's 2 away. I'll bring up Andrew Puglielli. Puglielli 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored, one of them being a double so far this season. A pitch taken outside, ball 1.
Looks like Lashley's settling down now on the mound after allowing those 2 early runs.
Puglielli takes inside, 2-0 the count.
Still pitching from the stretch is Lashley.
In there, 2-1. Good looking breaking ball there from Lash as he tries to settle in.
We'll see some guys pitch from the stretch. They're just more comfortable with that instead of having to go from the windup to the stretch when somebody gets on. Less movements.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Looked like an off speed on the outer half.
Lashley going to a slider there to even the count.
He said, here's the 2-2 from Lashley. That ball hit high in the air on the infield, left side. So 10 to the shortstop makes the call. He comes running in, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Lumberjacks able to strike first. They put 2 runs on the board, aided by 3 hits, a few absolute missiles. We go to the top of the second inning. It's the Lumberjacks 2 and the Rush 0. Welcome back, everyone. We're set for the top of the second inning. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna. And the Lumberjacks able to put 2 runs up on the board. Hit a few absolute rockets. A couple exit velocities, close to 90 miles per hour. Aided by Cordell Enriquez, our analytics guy. Big fan of having all those extra stats. So Poan Chen, he'll be able to get back to work for the Jacks with a 2-0 lead, trying to record a shutdown inning. Chen finishing up his warm-up pitches. Took a little bit of extra time between innings. Our ops guy is doing a little bit of manicuring around home plate, trying to dry things up a little bit down there.
Yes, a big shout out to all of our interns at the 2023 California Winter League. There's about 12 of us, including the trainers.
Absolutely. Tyler Hughes in charge of operations, assistant general manager out here. And MJ, Anthony, John, they do a terrific job getting the field ready, everything else. So now McCoy Pierce, he'll dig in. He's set for his first at bat. 4, 5, 6. McCoy Pierce, Matthew Crosley, Howard Rodriguez, the scheduled hitters for the Rush. Trying to answer back, trailing 2-0 in their top half of the second. Pierce swings the first pitch, hits that one out to center field, towards the right center field alleyway, making the call and the catch is the right fielder, Champ Garner. Guys are swinging early. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yes, if they're getting good pitches, they are swinging away, like you said. We've already seen 4 hits in an inning plus.
So that'll be Matthew Crosley. He'll dig in with 1 out. He takes in the dirt, ball 1.
Crossley played 1 season at Blinn College after redshirting at Dallas Baptist as a redshirt freshman. Played in 13 games, hitting .318 with the home run. He had 5 doubles to go along with that, and he recorded 7 RBIs and scored 5 runs.
So far, he's trying to get things going. As that pitch, hit him right in the hand. So a painful way to get aboard, but he'll take it nonetheless.
They're discussing to see if that was a foul ball. I thought it went off of the knob, the bottom of the bat.
I mean, for what it's worth, I didn't really hear a sound indicating that it would have hit the bat. It sounded a little more like flesh to me.
And Crossley played it off pretty well.
And one of our trainers are going to go take a look at him real quickly. Both umpires, Steve Bartlestein and Roman Frecking, talked about it for a moment. Not really. Didn't seem like much of a chance that that call was going to be changed anyway. This looks like Crosley's good to go. Quick conversation with one of our trainers, Austin. So a 1-out base runner for the Rush. Trying to answer back. Trailing 2-0. It brings up Howard Rodriguez. Takes the first pitch from Chen at the knees, strike 1. Rodriguez 0 for 3 so far in this young season. The 5'11", 23-year-old standing right on top of the plate in the right-handed batter's box. That's in the dirt. Gets away from Combs to his right, and that allows Crosley to advance to second base. That'll go down as a wild pitch. Now even greater looking opportunity for the Rush. You get a man in scoring position, 1 out, opportunity to try to cut this lead in half, make it 2-1 as we stand in the top of the second.
Yes, that was a big base that they gave to Crossley.
Shortly from Crossley, Chen spikes that one, 2-1. Pawen Chen works exclusively out of the stretch. His delivery looks just about the same right now, the man on base, as it did in the first inning with no one aboard. Rodriguez looking to answer back. Big RBI guy out of Shawnee State University. Here's the 2-1. On the inside corner, strike 1. Strike 2, pardon me.
Yeah, Rodriguez is going to do everything he can right now to protect and try to get a ball in play to move Crossley over.
2-2 the count, 1 out. Crosley over at second base. This time a slide step. That's low and outside.
They have a base open, but Chen wants to attack the hitter right now. With the runner on second base, just try to get the out. And don't let the Rush go on a hitting streak here after a walk.
Jorge Duran waits on deck. The 3-2 will have to wait just a moment for that. As Chan spins around the check on Crosley.
If you can avoid traffic on the bases, you need to do that. So Chen needs to attack right here in this 3-2 count.
Here's that 3-2 pitch. Ball's on the ground, left side, under the glove of Heinrich and in the left field. Stopping at third is Crosley. It puts men on first and third with one out. Another break for the Rush.
That will go down as an error on the third baseman, Heinrich.
Yeah, you pretty much have to make that an error. I don't think it touched his glove, but
he went for the short hop on it, and it went just right under it.
I do like that he charged the ball. Just one of those things you got to keep your glove a little bit lower on the dirt. But either way, second break of the inning for the Rush. It brings up Jorge Duran. As he takes a little upstairs, ball one.
That was just a good job from Howard Rodriguez. In a full count, just putting the ball in play. Good things can happen when you put the ball in play if you're the batter, like we just saw.
Well, here's the thing, too, Joey. I mean, we've seen a ton of strikeouts. Check on the runner at first, not in time to get Rodriguez. We've seen a lot of strikeouts. We have not seen, in general, a lot of ground balls. And so you have a pretty hard infield, since it's pretty dry out here most of the time, and things can happen, as we just saw.
Yes, we've seen some weird hops early on in this season.
1-0 from Chen, taken upstairs 2-0.
I'm interested to see if Rodriguez, who's at first base, will try to take second and draw a throw from Combs with less than 2 outs to try to score that runner on third base in Crossley.
Pretty short lead from Rodriguez. Here's a 2-0. That to the knees, 2-1. Lumberjacks will look to turn 2. Fennelly and Puglielli up the middle. Third baseman Heinrich playing a few steps behind the bag, and Monroe keeping Rodriguez close at first.
Yes, Rodriguez with the small lead.
It's a 2-1. There goes Rodriguez. They're going to throw through the second. That ball is going wild into center field. And that allowed Matt Crosley to cross the plate and score easily to cut it to a 2-1 lead. So stolen base for Rodriguez, and a throw definitely has to go down as a throwing error to allow Crosley to score.
The Toronto Rush get on the board here in the top of the second.
So still a 3-1 count. Now with a man on second base, 1 out. I bet it's a hard foul to the left side just past the camera well. Makes it a 3-2 count. Two to 1 is our score. Lumberjacks lead the Rush. The top of the second inning. Poan Chen trying to work around. A couple mistakes behind him. 2 errors in the inning so far for the Jacks. At 3-2. On the ground, diving stop Heinrich, throws across the diamond in time to get Duran. Wow, what a play by Heinrich.
That was an excellent play by Heinrich, atoning for his error. He saved a hit there for Chen. Diving to his left, getting it all in the leather and delivering a strike to first base to Monroe.
Now I'll bring up Lolo Williams. Williams doing the catching today. 1 for 5 over his first 2 games. Looking for a 2-out RBI. Takes a break ball at the knees for a strike.
Great location and pitch there from Chen. Going all the way through the zone, starting at the top and ending up at the very bottom of it, getting the call.
Next pitch, swung on and missed 0-2.
We have Lolo Williams at the plate and LaRue Williams on deck. No relation there.
How about that? Long looking this time from Chen. This time is called at home plate. Howard Rodriguez over at second base. For the Rush, they trail it 2-1. Here's the 0-2. Way upstairs, 1-2.
I like that pitch selection. He didn't execute it exactly how he wanted to. It wasn't a very competitive pitch, but the high fastball after the breaking ball to mix up the eye level for Lolo.
There goes the runner. That hits it hard out in the right center field. Going to the right field over towards the alleyway, and that's going to be over his head. Rodriguez will come around to score. Williams, big turnaround second. He'll hold up there with an RBI double. Wow, talk about an absolute shot into the alleyway.
Great piece of hitting there from Lolo Williams. He saw the breaking ball 2 pitches before that, and he was sitting on that breaking ball and delivered a shot out to right field. Great adjustment at the plate for Lolo Williams.
And that'll bring up LaRue Williams. 1 for 2 so far in limited action, playing in the first 2 games. Now a chance to try to give the Toronto Rush the lead. Williams able to trade spots with Rodriguez over at second base. Rush already scored 2 runs this inning as that first pitch is outside.
The Rush doing a nice job responding right away after giving up 2 runs in the bottom half of the first inning, scoring 2 runs themselves in the top of the second.
Fenley, the shortstop, pinched a little bit towards the second base bag, keeping Williams close. Pretty short lead out there at second as that's right down the chute, strike 1. Base hit should give the Rush the lead. Outfield's playing medium depth. That's down and away 2-1.
Yes, Chen trying to escape this second inning after giving up a couple hits and also trying to work around a couple errors. A fielding error by Heinrich and a throwing error by Combs.
Big swing and a miss, 2-2. A fastball in the outer half.
When you're the pitcher in Chen, you can't allow the errors to affect you out on the mound. You just have to let him go, even though it's hard to do that in the moment. But you just need to attack the next hitter.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's off the end of the bat. It's popped up on the infield right side. Puglielli, the second baseman, makes the call, and he puts it away to retire the side. So the Rush go down here in the second inning, but not before. They're able to put 2 runs on the board. The big blow coming from the Lolo Williams double deep into the right center field alleyway. To the bottom of the second we go. Lumberjacks will look to answer back after the Rush tie the game when we return. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're set for the bottom of the second inning. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna. The ball is flying all over the yard so far. Score is tied 2-2. Already some big hits. Rusher aided by a couple Lumberjacks errors back in the top of the second inning. 5 hits apiece between both teams. And it'll be Shinichiro Ishida set to lead off for the Jacks. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Lumberjacks. Ishida, then Scott Combs, and Chris Monroe, the 3 scheduled hitters. A 1-1 count to Ishida. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, playing just one game. He's way out in front of a breaking ball. Got him way off balance. Talk about a change of speeds right there from Lashley. He's back out for his second inning of work. Another slow bender outside 2-2. Lastly, starting off Ishida with several slow pitches. Here's the 2-2. Lastly, working out the stretch. That's outside again, 3-2. One with another breaking ball.
Last time Lashley left the mound, they were losing 2-0. So now, hopefully, he'll gain some confidence back on the mound after his team scored 2 runs.
That 3-2 pitch taken outside, the leadoff walk for Ishida. See if Lashley's able to record that elusive shutdown inning so far. Shohei Penn unable to do so the previous frame for the Jacks. Granted, he didn't get a whole lot of help behind him, but nonetheless allowed them to tie the game at 2. So that'll bring up Scott Combs. So he takes inside ball 1. Combs 1 for 3 on the young season. He's only played 1 game. Varsity letter winner is a football and basketball player back in his high school days out of Northville, Michigan. That's on the ground left side. That's going to leak through the hole on the left side for a base hit. Diving attempt by Tlotenchi. Stopping at second is Ishida. So it puts men on first and second now with nobody out.
Nice job by Scott Combs just finding the hole on the left side of the field.
4th hit of the day for the Lumberjacks. The first 2 games, mentioned earlier, only came in hitting .236. And they're coming out hot. So Chris Monroe, the batter, he's 1 for 3, only playing 1 out of the first 2 games. So the first pitch hits it off the end of the bat, foul, right side, out of play towards the athletic trainer's tent. Matt Crosley gave that one a look for the rush.
Yeah, if you're the Lumberjacks, you really don't want to lose 2 games in a row to the rush. This isn't like a typical season where 2 teams will play in a 3 or 4 game series. This schedule is scattered, so it's just a coincidence these 2 teams are playing 2 days in a row.
Long looking from Lashley. He kicks out of the stretch and deals. Breaking ball outside in the dirt, 1-1. Pretty good size secondary from Ishida at second base. The rush will look to turn 2 with nobody out, men on first and second. That's an absolutely huge lead out there from Shinichiro Ishida. The 1-1. Inside 2-1.
Lashley going with the curveball there, trying to get soft contact to produce that double play.
We've seen a lot of curveballs so far this inning.
It is definitely Lashley's go-to pitch.
That's high 3-1. Big opportunity now for Monroe. Chance with nobody out. Try and give the Lumberjacks the lead again. They took a 2-0 lead in the bottom half of the first inning, and the Rush able to answer right back in their top half of the second. Second baseman LaRue Williams trying to keep the man close. Big swing and a miss. That moves the count to 3-2.
Yes, if you're Lashley, the last thing you want to do is walk this batter to allow the bases to be loaded with the top of the lineup looming for the Jacks.
Here's the payoff pitch. That ball's hit high in the air out to center field. It's fairly well hit. Jason Rodriguez back, but he's got a beat on it. He makes the catch. Both runners will tag. Heads up base running, both able to make it safely. Ishida goes to third. Combs up to second.
Takumatsu, the hitter, has an RBI opportunity here with less than 2 outs and runners on second and third. If you're Takumatsu, you need to make contact with the ball.
They're going to peel over at first base. See if Scott Combs perhaps left early. He did not. So Katsuhisa Takamatsu, the batter, the 9-man in the order, 0 for 4 in his only game yesterday against the Rush. The Rush playing halfway in the middle. He swings the first pitch. It's that foul out of play to the right side. The first baseman Crossley's playing in on the grass. Pierce over at third. He's playing back.
If you're Lashley right now, you are hunting for a strikeout with runners on second and third and only 1 away. Looking to keep this game tied.
Here's the 0-1. Big swing and a miss. He got Takamatsu out in front. As you said, Joey, hunting for a strikeout. We've been on second and third and 1 out. Here's the pitch. That breaking ball is hit high in the air, shallow center field. Rodriguez comes charging in, and he slides. He can't make the catch. Moving up to score is Ishida. Combs stays at second base. An RBI single for Katsuhisa Takamatsu on a Texas leaguer.
Takumatsu just hit it into no man's land out there in shallow right center field between Williams, Duran, and Rodriguez.
Pretty bizarre looking play. LaRue Williams, the second baseman, made a good effort going out after it in the center field as well. Back to the top of the order we go. It brings up a Mabel. He singled and scored to lead up the ball game in the first. He takes a pitch on the outside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, if you're the Lumberjacks, you're going to want to keep attacking here in the bottom of the second inning. Try to get as many runs across as you can with the top of the lineup up and runners on.
Long looking from Lashley. Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner, 0-2. Mabel didn't necessarily like the call on that one. But he digs back into the left-hand batter's box. Slightly open stance. Here's the 0-2 from Lashley. Got him out in front, swing and a miss. Mabel goes down 3 pitches. There's 2 outs. That brings up Fennelly. Big RBI triple his first time up. He came around to score. Part of that 2-run first inning for the Jacks, who now lead it 3-2. Swing and a miss there, 0-1. Lashley's gotten a few Lumberjacks hitters out in front of his breaking pitch this inning.
Yes, but as we start the second time through the lineup, I think the hitters are going to adjust and be able to make contact and drive that ball.
Here's the 0-1. Tries it again, misses inside, 1-1.
The only thing Lashley can't afford is to hang one of those breaking balls and leave it up in the zone. That's prime real estate for the hitters.
Jackson scored 1 run this inning. Looking to add on, been on first and second, 2 outs. That's it hard. That's going to be a fair ball up the third base line. Long throw from Pierce over at third. It's not in time. Oh, goodness. Almost a big base running mistake right there from Fennelly. It looked like he might have taken a turn around first base. I think he thought the ball went past Pierce down the third base line, so he was rounding first. Crosley applied the tag, looking for the out. But the field umpire, Roman Flecking, calls him safe. So that will go down as an infield single. Everybody moves up, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
I thought the same thing, Evan. I thought he went towards second base.
I'm surprised we didn't see a stronger argument from Crosley. As that ball set high in the air to right field. Charging in is Durant. He dives, and he can't make the catch. It's in there for a base hit. 2 runs are going to come around to score. 2-run single for Champ Garner. My goodness. Ball's bouncing all over the place.
Duran started back on that ball. He realized that ball was hit very shallow into right field, and by the time he realized it was too late.
So in this case, that now is a 2-run double for Champ Garner. And now it's 5-2 Lumberjacks. That ball's off the hands. It's back out towards the middle. Glove light to Tenchi. Spins, throws in time to retire the side. Dazzling play from Freddie Tlatenchi to end the inning. But not before the Lumberjacks able to put 3 runs on the board. Big blow coming from the Champ Garner 2-run bloop RBI double. So we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Lumberjacks jump back out to a 5-2 lead.
Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium here in Palm Springs, California. Thanks for joining us on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, depending on where you're at across the country or around the world. We have guys playing from all over the entire world: Japan, Taiwan, Australia, Canada, and all across the United States. We have the top of the lineup due up for the Toronto Rush: Ochoa, Tatenchi, and Cooper. Ochoa takes strike 1. We have Po and Chen still on the hill for the Jacks.
Already, Joey, this game is a lot different looking than it was yesterday, and of course what ended up being a 3-1 ball game. I mean, the ball's flying all over the yard right now. A couple mistakes on the defensive sides as well, but we sit 5-2 in the 3rd inning. Completely different game.
The 1-1 is hit to shortstop Fennelly, who has a hard time grabbing it, delivers to first base, and Monroe is unable to dig it out. He did stop it and kept it in front of him. That'll be an error on Fennelly.
That's a tough error on Fennelly out there. I mean, he did everything right at first. I think he squared the ball up really, really nicely. But right at the end, as the ball was starting to roll onto the dirt, took a crazy hop on him, hit off his chest. But I think if he took his time just a little bit, he might have rushed that throw just a little bit, because I think he would have actually had him on a good throw, but he ended up skipping it in there on a hop.
Ochoa showed off his speed right out of the batter's box. Strike one to Tenchi. His last time up, he hit into a double play. Looking to avoid that here. The throw to first base. Back in time is Ochoa. The infield playing double play depth. Chen looking to have a shutdown inning after the Jacks scored 3 runs in the second and lead 5-2. They have 7 hits to go along with those 5 runs. The 1-0 down below the zone, ball 2. The Lumberjacks also have 3 errors, so they're looking to have more of a clean slate here. They need to put that behind them the first 2 innings. Come out here, start fresh when you're in the field. Put that behind you. The runner goes. Combs doesn't even throw it. The ball was low and in the dirt.
And a big jump right there from Ochoa. Po Chen not really all that quick to the plate. So it ended up being a pretty easy stolen base.
Chen behind in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Gets an outside corner call there for strike 1. Nice job from Ochoa to take advantage on the base path. There's a walk from Chen. His first walk given up of the game. He did hit a batter, Crossley, in the second inning, but first base on balls.
And sometimes that's just the way it goes in the ball game. You could be right around the plate. You're not giving out free passes, but it's one of those days. Frankly, from both teams, they're just smacking the ball all over the yard.
Michael Cooper, the designated hitter in the 3 spot, digs in, takes strike 1.
I might have jinxed Cooper back in the first inning, mentioning that he's a perfect 5 for 5 so far with the strikeout back in the first.
Chen doing what other pitchers have yet to do, and that was retire Cooper. Cooper struck out looking in the first inning. Drives this ball to center field. And Amable falls down in center field. That ball is going all the way to the wall. Rounding third base is Ochoa. Tenchi following him. And 2 runs come across to score for the Toronto Rush. That's going to be ruled a RBI triple for Michael Cooper.
And if you're a Mabel, in center field, that's a really, really difficult play. We had a perfect angle of just the way the ball was slicing all the way out to him, coming off the left-handed batter. I mean, he ended up slipping as he saw the ball kind of take off and go over his head. That's really the toughest ball, right at you.
First pitch swinging is McCoy Pierce. He'll pick up an RBI single. And the Rush tie the game 5-5 here in the top half of the third inning. McCoy Pierce wasting no time swinging at the first pitch and delivering.
We're going to get a meeting on the mound, too, for the Lumberjacks, and you really have to. Especially if you've given 2 out of the 3 runs back that you got back in the second inning. Try to do everything you can to hold on to this 1-run lead at the moment. In this tie ball game.
2 runs scored for the Rush in the second inning. They've scored 3 runs so far here in the third. The Lumberjacks scored 2 runs in the first and 3 runs in the second, and that's where we're at right now, tied 5-5 as Chen throws over to first base. Not in time.
This is really the first game that we've done, Joey, where you could call it a slugfest.
It is not due to the wind either. That breaking ball finds the strike zone. The wind very calm. These hitters are just coming alive here on day 4 of the CWL. Chen gets set from the stretch, delivers, the runner goes. The ball is put into play. Monroe, the first baseman, in foul territory, is able to gather it in for the first out of this 3rd inning.
Well, that was a really good play there from Monroe. There's all sorts of room down the lines in foul territory here in Palm Springs Stadium. And the ball was up there for a long time, but he got to the spot nicely, settled under it, and was able to make it into a much easier grab than I thought it was going to be.
Brings up the 6th spot in the rush lineup, Howard Rodriguez, who reached and scored on an error his last time up in the 2nd inning. Ball 1 high from Chen. The Rush looking to take back the lead.
I have a feeling, Joey, it's going to be like this pretty much the rest
game.
of the way. Yeah, exactly. Like nobody's up in either bullpen. Both teams played yesterday, so we're going to see more hits.
The 1-0 from Chen. That curveball bends through the zone for strike 1. Low and outside from Chen. Two-one count, 1 on and 1 away. Here in the top of the 3rd, the Rush have already scored 3 runs this inning. Chen checks the runner at first. On this rather cool Sunday morning.
That's a little bit cooler. I think the high is only about 63 today.
We have a 95% chance of rain tomorrow. Ball is fouled towards the 3rd base side. We have clouds rolling in right out in front of us beyond the palm trees.
And for what it's worth, none of the beautiful sunlight out here this time of day is able to reach us in the press box, so it's going to be a little cooler naturally.
Rodriguez awaits the 2-2. Rodriguez drives the ball right up the middle for a single. His first hit of the day.
That was a really nice piece of hitting. That pitch was toward the outer part of the plate for the righty Rodriguez, and he was able to deposit it right back where it came from. He got really good wood on the ball as he sent it through the middle.
Brings up Jorge Duran. He grounded out to 3rd base his last time up in the 2nd inning. Has an RBI opportunity here with 2 guys on and 1 out. Takes up and in, moving a little bit to avoid that pitch. That's fouled right at the camera well. Deflects off of it.
Just the amount of rockets we've seen from both teams, and including some of the foul balls as well. Just off the charts. It's a big inning for Penn right now, trying to preserve this tie ball game.
Just outside the zone. Chen gets the ball back and gets set right away.
I'll say this: I really have liked the body language from Penn and Lashley so far. They're getting hit around, but they still look cool.
1-1 is driven into left field by Duran. He'll pick up an RBI. McCoy Pierce comes around to score from 2nd base, and the Rush take the lead 6-5 into the 3rd inning.
And that pitch right there definitely caught more of the plate than Penn would have wanted. to Duran. Tried to get towards the outer half, but if it were a little bit lower, that could have been an opportunity for a double play ball. But if you leave it up in the zone like that, then it's a prime pitch to try to drive into the gap.
Lolo Williams, the catcher for the Rush, heads up to the plate. His last time up in the second inning, delivered an RBI double. The Rush with 6 hits on 6 runs. The Lumberjacks have 7 hits and 5 runs. They also have 3 errors to go along in that box score. Strike 1 to Lolo Williams on the upper outer strike zone. Lolo's big swing and a miss for strike 2.
I would try and go back to that same breaking ball down and away. That could be a really good double play pitch.
He does exactly that, but Lolo's able to get a piece of it to stay alive.
These are some of the big questions you have to ask yourself if you're Chen on the mound and Combs behind the plate. Do you go back 3 times in a row with that same breaking ball down the way to try and get a double play, or do you mix up and try and throw a fastball inside?
Chen steps off. Chen looking for a specific pitch. He shook off a few signs from Combs behind the dish. The 0-2 to Lolo is outside. The ball in the dirt gets past Combs. The runners advance to second and third. Wild pitch from Chen.
Well, that changed the whole complexion of this inning right there. If you're the Lumberjacks, you already trail 6-5 with 4 runs coming across. It eliminates the double play, and looks like they're not going to play the infield in, so opportunity now to make it 7-5 for the Rush.
Williams stays alive. A tapper to the left side of the field. Lolo Williams looking for a fly ball out to the outfield or any kind of contact to get Rodriguez home from third base. Rodriguez had a single. He's at third base. Duran had an RBI single. He's at second base. The 1-2. Lolo takes it. The count is even.
I guess it also makes some sense to me that the Jacks are playing the middle infielders back. Just the way this game's been going, a 2-run deficit doesn't look as scary as it might have on some of the other days.
2-2. Lolo checks his swing, is able to hold off. The count is now full.
That was close. If I'm Chen, I want that pitch. Because he had Lolo Williams frozen on that fastball. Williams looking breaking ball, so unable to pull the trigger on a fastball.
Full count from Chen, delivers. Lolo watches, strike 3. Chen picks up the second out of the inning via strikeout looking.
Yeah, that's one of those. I'm not quite sure what Lolo Williams was looking for. I guess he must have been looking for a breaking ball again. He caught a break not getting punched down the fastball the previous pitch. That time Chen went towards the inside half, and, it was right there.
Crooked number put up by the Toronto Rush here in the third inning. They've scored 4 runs, and they took the lead 6-5. First pitch swinging is second baseman LaRue Williams. LaRue flew out to second base his last time up. Looking to drive a ball here. He'd pick up a couple RBIs. Takes ball 1 upstairs. The outfield playing pretty shallow. It is a big field out there. 400 feet down center field and 350 on the corners. LaRue Williams hits this ball a mile high into shallow right field. The second baseman, Puglielli, settles under it, and that will end the inning, but not before the Toronto Rush put up 4 runs and take a 6-5 lead here in the top frame of the third inning. Welcome back to Southern California. Thanks for joining us on the California Winter League YouTube channel. I'm Joey Senna, and to my left is Evan Smizer. The Toronto Rush in the top of this third inning batted through the entire lineup, scoring those 4 runs and taking the lead 6-5. Swing and a miss from Shinichiro Ishida. That ball's hit to the third base. Pierce throws across the diamond in time for out number 1. Pardon me, that was Puglielli that grounded out to third base. That brings up Ishida, the designated hitter for the Lumberjacks.
I'm curious to see how the Lumberjacks are able to answer back here. They're able to do it back in the second inning, putting 3 runs on the board after the Rush were able to tie the game initially.
Ishida takes ball 1 outside. Easy take for Ishida, who walked his last time up and scored a run. That was during the Lumberjacks' 3-run second inning. Takes ball 2 low.
I also have to give Poan Chen a lot of credit for the Jacks, too. Even the way he's been hit around, able to get out of that previous frame with men on second, third, 1 out, and not allow any more than when it ends up being a 1-run deficit.
Ishida way ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. See if we see a green light given to Ishida. He was taking 100% on that 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did that on his own or if he did actually get the take sign. I would expect to see a lot of green lights in general all through the CWL.
Lashley still on the mound for the Rush. A big hack there from Ishida, who comes up empty. The count is now full, with nobody on and 1 away here in the home half of the third inning. The full count. Ishida hits a ball through the gap on the right side. Diving play by Williams, who throws it to Lashley. Not in time. Very athletic play from Williams to get that ball over to Lashley. That'll be an infield single for Ishida. His first hit of the ball game.
I mean, that was an outstanding effort from Rue Williams. Dive, full extension, going to his left. I think he would have had him at first too, but the momentum from that dive kind of took him over to his back. A much tougher play to try and throw from your backside than from your knees or even being able to get up.
Ishida showing off his speed made it a tough play for Williams at second. That ball's hit deep into left field. We'll see if it stays fair. It goes into foul territory, and Ochoa had a chance out there in left field, but unable to come away with the catch. Just a long fly ball for the catcher, Scott Combs.
Yeah, that really was a long run for Ochoa, but he definitely had a good amount of room, and that's definitely a ball that he would want back.
The 0-1 to Combs. Hits that ball into right field. Duran coming over and not able to get there. He was shifted towards right center. The ball's thrown to third base, and Ishida is caught on the base path. Not sure what Ishida was thinking there. Running from second base to third base, he got caught. So 2 away. The Lumberjacks have a runner on first base. That will go down as a single for Combs, who is now 2 for 2. First baseman Chris Monroe up. Last time he came up was in the second inning. Takes low and inside He flew out to the center field. On that last play, Duran was shifted more towards right center field instead of true right field. That's why it took him so long to get to that ball that dropped in front of him by Scott Combs. Chris Monroe has an opportunity with a man on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Lumberjacks trailing 6-5. Ball is hit to Tucci at short. Goes the short way to Williams at second base to retire the side. Not a perfect inning, but a shutdown inning for Lashley. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, the Rush leading 6-5. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. The Rush leading the Lumberjacks by a score of 6-5. We've had a crazy box score here in the first few innings, Evan.
Oh, honestly, you're telling me, Joey. That bottom of the 3rd was the first time since the top of the 1st that we saw a scoreless frame.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Fennelly delivers across the diamond. And they are unable to get the out at first. Manuel Ochoa will score on an error.
Yeah, that's going to be an error all the way. It was a good play. It was a good play initially from Fennelly charging in, but I think he had a little more time than he thought he did to maybe set his feet just a little bit more throwing on the run.
That's the second time Ochoa has reached via error. Brings up Freddie Lotenchi, the shortstop. Lotenchi walked his last time up in the 3rd inning and hit into a double play in the 1st inning. He scored a run back in that 3rd. Chopper back to Chen, who goes to second base to get the lead runner. Unable to get Lotenchi at first. 1 away for the Lumberjacks. That'll go down as a fielder's choice. Brings up the number 3 hitter in the Rush lineup, the designated hitter, Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper in the 3rd inning blasted a RBI triple. Check swings. The umpire said, yes, he did go around. Cooper behind in the count, 0-1.
Well, Cooper's definitely up there, ready to drive something. Might just need to take a little bit of a deep breath, recognize that off-speed pitch out of the hand of Chen. Get that ball up in the zone so we can drive something.
Cooper hits that ball to Fennelly at short, who stops it. They try for the double play, but not in time with Cooper's speed. They do get the runner into Tenchi at second base for two outs here in the fourth. That ball was not hit hard enough to Fennelly to try to get that double play. Fennelly did bobble it a little bit, but he still got the lead runner at second base.
Again, the hops on the infield are pretty tough, Joey, but I think if Fennelly came up with that cleanly on the backhand, would have been a really good shot at the double play.
Absolutely, Evan. Third baseman McCoy Pierce at the plate. Combs delivers to second as the runner was going. Not in time. Michael Cooper showing off his wheels. Stolen base for Cooper. McCoy in a 1-1 count with the runner in scoring position now and 2 away. Fouls that towards the Jacks dugout. We have movement in the bullpen for the Lumberjacks. As soon as I find out who it is, I will relay that information to you. Thanks for joining us today on Sunday morning or afternoon here from Palm Springs Stadium on the California Winter League YouTube channel. That'll be the end of the inning. Not entirely sure how that inning ended, to be honest with you. I will relay that information to you as soon as I get it. We'll be right back as the Rush leads 6-5. Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. I'm Joey Senna, joined alongside Evan Smizer. McCoy Pierce struck out to end the top of this inning. Now batting for the Lumberjacks, Katsuhisa Takamatsu, the number 9 hitter in the Jacks lineup. He had an RBI single his last time up. Awaits the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Swinging just above that ball. Lashley still on the hill for the Rush. That breaking ball never broke for ball 1. We have the crowd settling in here on Family Day. On Sundays at the park, kids 12 and under get in for free. The 1-2 just inside for ball 2. And adults get in for just $5. To view the other promotions for the other days during the week, visit CaliforniaWinterLeague.com. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check swing from Takamatsu to stay alive. The 2-2 from Lashley. That ball's hit to first base. Crossley is able to get in front of it and step on the bag for 3 unassisted.
That's a good sign for Lashley to get that first out. It looks like he and Chen have settled in just a little bit, putting up consecutive scoreless innings.
Brings up the center fielder, Lazaro Amable, who stole a base after he singled back in the first inning. He did score a run, take strike 1 on the inside corner. He struck out his second at-bat in the second inning. Both teams getting a lot of at-bats here in Game 1 of the doubleheader here at Palm Springs Stadium. Ball is off the net, right in front of the Lumberjacks dugout. We've had a great first few days here in the California Winter League. Competitive games all around. That ball is driven foul.
I thought it was a possibility that we'd see a few blowouts, at least early, because you never really know which pitchers, how much they've been throwing recently, or how sharp any of the guys are. But I think the biggest deficit we've seen so far is a 4-run game in any of the games we've done. I think that includes the turf field as well.
Competitive baseball all the way around, Evan. Lazar on the 0-2. That's dribbled down the third base line. Amable stays alive. Looks like Lashley settling in on the mound for the Rush, mixing in his 4 pitches. Toronto Rush leads 6-5. The 0-2, Amable fouls that off to stay alive. Great job from Lazaro, fouling off these pitches, waiting for the one he wants from Lashley.
It seems like the longer this at-bat goes, the better swings we're seeing from Amable. That last foul ball hit, you got a pretty good look at it.
Amable steps back in. Still in an 0-2 count. Amable swings and misses, is ahead of that breaking ball for the second out of the inning.
And if you're Lashley, that's exactly what to try to do on an 0-2 pitch. Expand the zone just a little bit. That was probably off the plate to the lefty of Mabel, but of course when you throw it that close, then it's too close to take.
Lashley looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Big swing there from the shortstop, Luke Fennelly. Luke is 2 for 2 in the game. He had an RBI triple in the first inning and a single in the second. He's looking to go 3 for 3 on the day. 0-1 is hit into right field. Duran is coming over, making a diving attempt, unable to get there. Fennelly heads to second base, standing up. Duran has had some tough plays out there in right field.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Joe, I was just thinking the same thing. We've seen several balls just hit way up in the air, shallow, and down the right field line, kind of running that little triangle between the right fielder, first baseman, and second baseman. And it seems like just about every time they end up falling in for a hit.
So Lashley unable to get a 1-2-3 inning, but he's still looking to put a 0 up there for the second consecutive inning. First ball hit coming right towards us, right in front of us. We're able to get out of the way and dodge that ball.
I was ready for that one too. It was only about 2 rows below us.
I was
ready, Joey.
I was protecting my face when I should have been protecting my computer.
Yeah, the computers are pretty important up here.
Champ Gardner, the right fielder, digs in. The runner on second. Gardner skies this ball into shallow center field, just at the edge of the outfield grass. Tatenchi, the shortstop, gets under it to retire the shot, to retire the side. Another 0 put up on the board by Lashley as the Rush leads 6-5. New pitcher for the Lumberjacks here in the top of the 5th inning. Shi-Shun Zhang on the hill. First pitch swinging. Fennelly delivers across the diamond for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Zhang. Brings up number 13, the center fielder, Howard Rodriguez, who is 1 for 2. He reached on an error and scored in the 2nd inning. And he had a single back in the 3rd inning. Takes outside for ball 1. Matt Crossley was the first batter of this inning, who grounded out to the shortstop, Fennelly. The count's even to Rodriguez. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on and 1 away. Just inside. Beautiful Sunday morning here in Palm Springs. A little chilly, but when you have baseball in January, it's a good sight to see. 2-1 inside. Rodriguez moves out of the way of that one. On deck is the right fielder, Jorge Duran. The 3-1 is fouled back. The count is now full. Last time Zhang pitched, he pitched 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits. He had 4 strikeouts as he walks Rodriguez with 1 away. He only walked 1 batter in his last appearance, 3 2/3 innings. And just a third of an inning here before he walks his first batter. Brings up the right fielder, Jorge Duran. Ball hit sharply to Fennelly at short, is unable to make the play. Going to third base is Rodriguez, making it there safely. Duran also makes it to second base on the throw. That'll be a single for Duran. Runners on second and third. 1 out for the catcher, Lolo Williams, who already has an RBI in this game. That came back in the 2nd inning when he had an RBI double. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Lolo Williams comes up swinging on the first pitch. Comes away empty. Another swing and a miss for Lolo, who finds himself behind in the count, 0-2, with runners on second and third. Some insurance runs out there. The fielders are all on the edge of the infield grass. All of them playing in, trying to get the out at the plate if the ball's hit to them. Sometimes you only see the corner infielders come in on the edge of the infield grass, but the middle infielders in as well. 1-2 count to Lolo Williams. He swings and taps that foul. If you're Zhang right now, the pitcher on the mound, he's looking for a strikeout or very weak contact in the infield. Seven hits on 6 runs for the rush, and the Lumberjacks have 10 hits. They're out hitting the rush, but only have 5 runs. Backdoor curveball strikes out Lolo Williams. A huge strikeout for Zhang. Runner still on second and third. Now 2 outs for the number 9 hitter, the second baseman, LaRue Williams. LaRue Williams has 2 pop outs, one in the second and one to the third. Both those pop outs came to second base. Takes upstairs, strike 1.
And Joey, I can't say enough how big that strikeout was to Lolo Williams. Now the infielders can move back, and good opportunity to get out of this.
And Zhang way ahead of LaRue Williams, 0-2. A huge win for Zhang if he can get out of this inning, straining those runners at second and third. 0-2, Williams stays alive, fouls that back into the netting behind home plate. If Williams is able to get aboard, the top of the lineup coming up next for the rush. Ochoa on deck, the left fielder. Williams skies this ball to right field. Let's see if Gardner has a play. He does not. Great effort by Gardner to get over to that ball, just not in time.
Yeah, as you start to get deeper and deeper towards the corners down the line, you don't get quite as much room in foul territory. And I'm glad Gardner was able to stay in the ballpark instead of tumbling over the fence.
LaRue Williams doing a nice job battling at the plate. He fell behind 0-2, and the last 2 pitches have been foul balls. Williams unable to make contact with that. Consecutive strikeouts for Zhang, and he strands runners at second and third. A huge win for him. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rush 5, the Lumberjacks, the Rush 6 and the Lumberjacks 5. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Palm Springs, California. We have some clouds out in the distance. Looks like they're making their way towards us. We should be good to play ball all day today, but tomorrow in the forecast, 95% chance of rain. But today we'll enjoy the sunshine while we have it. I'm Joey Senna, joined alongside me, Evan Smizer. Toronto Rush leading 6-5. The Lumberjacks out hitting the Rush, 10 hits to 7. Ball 1 outside to third baseman Jeff Heinrich. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up the middle of the lineup for the Lumberjacks. Puli Ellie on deck and Ishida in the hole. Lashley slips on that one and hits the batter on that breaking ball.
We'll see if the Lumberjacks are able to take advantage of getting a leadoff man aboard, especially for both teams. They've gone 2 scoreless innings in a row, so we stay locked 6-5 in favor of the Rush.
We are set for a great finish here for Game 1 of the doubleheader here at Palm Springs Stadium on Championship Sunday. Puglielli at the plate. He's ahead of the count, 2-0. The 49ers are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles later today in about an hour. And in the AFC side, that ball's driven into left center field. Rodriguez moves to his right, settles under it for out number 1. In the AFC Championship later today, 3:30 Pacific time, the Cincinnati Bengals will be playing at the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm looking forward to that game, Evan.
Oh, it's going to be big time. I hope to see Patrick Mahomes out there on the field. Some people are a little more optimistic than I am about how mobile he'll be, but I think we got 2 excellent games coming up.
All-day sports here on Sunday, January 29th. Thanks for joining us this morning on the California Winter League YouTube channel. Shinichiro Ishida at the plate. Lashley checks on the runner at first.
Not a big lead out there for Heinrich. Although trailing by a run, getting later in the game, this would be a pretty good time to take off.
Lashley gets set from the stretch. 0-1 is hit into center field. Right center, Rodriguez is busy this inning. He gets under it for out number 2.
It looks like Rodriguez tried a snap throw behind Heinrich over at first. I think Heinrich is kind of caught a little bit sleeping, went trotting back to first a little bit slower than he should, almost had a play on him.
Lashley hasn't had perfect innings, 1, 2, 3, but he has been putting up zeros the last couple. His throwing arm goes almost to the dirt when he's looking in for the pitches.
And I know for sure I said earlier that probably going to see a whole lot more offense later in the ballgame. We have not seen that. Both offenses completely cooled off at the moment.
The catcher, Scott Combs, at the plate, behind 0-1. Combs takes up in the zone. Strike 2. We've seen Lashley settle down here in the last couple innings for the Toronto Rush up on the hill. Combs fouls that back into the netting. Jeff Heinrich is at first base after he was hit by a pitch. If you're the batter, any pitch you get hit by is the curveball, and that's what he was hit by to start the 5th for the Lumberjacks. Back here, 0-2 to Combs. The runner is going outside in the dirt. Williams unable to make a throw down. That'll be a stolen base for Heinrich.
He chose a great pitch to run on. Slow curveball down and away. Lola Williams would have had to reach across his body in order to even try to get that ball out of his glove.
And potentially a big stolen base. We'll see what Combs is able to do here as he fouls that back. The tying run is now in scoring position for the catcher, Scott Combs. Lumberjacks trail by just 1 run here in the home half of the 5th inning in a beautiful morning in Palm Springs. Combs awaits the 1-2. That breaking ball didn't cut enough for Lashley to get into the strike zone. Ball 2. Combs is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. He did score a run back in the 2nd. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a swing and a miss from Scott Combs. Lashley retires the side, stranding the runner at second base in the tying run. We head to the top of the 6th inning. The Rush leads 6-5. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're set for the top of the 6th inning. 6-5 is our score in favor of the Rush. Austin De La Cruz will bat in the leadoff spot as a pinch hitter. He takes in there, so the count moves to 1-1. Rush putting up 2 runs in the second, 4 in the third, part of a big outburst. The next pitch, big swing and a miss there from De La Cruz. Lumberjacks able to put up 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, and it's been nothing but zeros ever since.
Yeah, the pitching staff settled down after those first few innings. And another strikeout for Zhang.
Yeah, good-looking pitch from Zhang. De La Cruz goes down swinging. That'll bring up Freddie Tlatenchi. He'll bat for himself. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. Walked and scored in the third. Reached on the fielder's choice in the fourth. So about with 1 out and nobody on base in the top of the 6th, with his Rush leading 1-0. He takes a breaking ball, kind of a 3/4 sidewinding delivery on the outside corner.
Beautiful pitch right there. Going east to west.
Working out of the stretch is Zhang. He slide steps a breaking ball a little low. Outfield's playing completely straight up. It's all the same starters right now for the Lumberjacks. Trying to keep this at a 1-run deficit. That's down and in 2-1.
Zhang has shown excellent command out of the pen for the Lumberjacks.
Another breaking ball, 2-2 on the outside half.
He is painting every corner of that strike zone.
Jishwen Zhang back out for his second inning of work. He's working quickly, longer looking this time, but he comes set working out of the stretch. And he'll deal the 2-2 to Tlatenchi. And he gets a big swing and a miss, fastball down in the zone, and a quick 2 outs here in the 6th.
Zhang has already recorded 4 strikeouts for the Lumberjacks in an inning plus.
And that'll bring up Cooper. He struck out in the first, tripled and scored in the third, reached on the fielder's choice in the fourth. He's 1 for 3. Coming into today, originally a perfect 5 for 5.
Batting 1,000 entering the game.
Another side swiping delivery, a bit of a lower kind of submarine arm slot. It's upstairs. All sorts of release points coming from Zhang. He deals the 1-0. That swung on, hit foul weakly right side toward the Rush dugout.
A big hole up the middle.
This would not be a comfortable-looking guy to face, especially for a right-handed batter. Righty Zhang, you don't know what arm slot the ball is going to come out from, whether it's higher or a low submarine. That time a 3/4 delivery is outside.
Yes, those different arm angles mess with the timing at the plate for the batters. Excellent job from Zhang to mix those up.
Zhang said again in the stretch, high arm slot delivery, big swing and miss 2-2 on a breaking ball down and in.
An uncomfortable swing there from Cooper. And we haven't seen much of that from Cooper early on in this season.
Pinch hitter Anthony Lipsy waits on deck for the Rush. As Cooper bats with a 2-2 count, 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, leading 6-5 over the Lumberjacks. Fastball cut on and missed. Good two-seamer running back towards the outer part of the plate. And Jishwen Zhang strikes out the side in order in his second inning coming out of the bullpen. Well, great inning from Zhang. We'll see if the Lumberjacks able to cut back into that 6-5 deficit. We'll be back in a moment for the bottom of the 6th inning. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna. Just about set for the bottom of the 6th inning. We do have a change out on the mound, as well as a couple others. Anthony Beckman will be the new pitcher for the Rush, 6'1", 21-year-old lefty. He started on opening day against the A's on the turf field in the Rush's 7-3 loss. He allowed 3 earned runs on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a couple walks. He did not fare in the decision. He's scheduled to face the 8, 9, and 1 batters, and it looks like Chris Monroe will hit for himself. He's 0 for 2 so far today, flew out to center and reached on a fielder's choice. Lumberjacks only 6 outs to play with as they trail 6-5. Anthony Lipsy also takes over as the new third baseman for the Rush. The first pitch from Beckman, 3-quarter delivery, right over the top, fastball in the inside corner, 0-1. Beckman trying to earn a 2-inning save for the Rush. He kicks and deals the 0-1. That pitch is way outside. Almost looks like Beckman kind of whips the ball from back around his head. Make for difficult for a batter to pick it up. So that time he misses inside. They'll have a longer look in that time.
Bottom of the lineup here for the Lumberjacks, trying to get something started, only down 1 run here late in the game.
It has been quiet. We've gone 3 consecutive innings, no score on either side. So that 2-1 is a little inside, 3-1. Beckman kind of has a very quick delivery. He works exclusively out of the stretch. We've already seen that from a couple different pitchers today. This time a slightly longer look in. But once he gets it, his delivery is very quick.
Beckman's worst enemy here would be a walk.
That 3-1. The ball's put into play, hit high in the air out to right field. Champ Garner is there to put it away as he comes running in. Beg pardon, that is George Duran. Jorge Duran coming in as a defensive replacement. He puts it away for the first out.
Yeah, if you're Beckman, a great job there attacking the strike zone. The last thing you want to do is walk the potential tying run here in the home half of the 6th inning. Only 7-inning games here in the California Winter League.
So now it'll be Takamatsu batting with 1 out and nobody on. So he takes a good-looking fastball, running away from him. Swing and a miss there, 0-1.
The Bombers and the North Stars played on the turf field. We'll get you that score when we're able to.
Takamatsu singled back in the 2nd and scored, grounded out to first in the 4th. It's the next pitch from Beckman taken up and away. I do like his delivery a lot, though. He looks taller out there than even the 6'1" that's listed.
Yeah, the southpaw trying to settle in here from the bullpen.
Well, he said once again he kicks and deals the 1-1. Check swing, and he gets the call on the outside half. 1-2 the count.
Great location there in a 1-1 count.
Definitely a pitcher's pitch. So Beckman will look back in, already with 1 out. He said he kicks and deals the 1-2. That misses inside 2-2. So he goes outside to get the called strike to get strike 2, and he misses inside to even the count 2-2.
This has been a fantastic ball game all the way through. Very tight contested.
Beckman takes a big, deep breath, and he's set. Here's the 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Takamatsu down on strikes. I don't think he realized it was strike 3 for just a moment, but nonetheless, 2 up, 2 down for Beckman.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Lumberjacks. trying to get a 2-out rally going, trailing by 1 run.
Back to the top of the order we go as a Mabel digs back in. We do have an update from the turf field that ended a moment ago. So it ended in a 5-5 tie between the North Stars and the Bombers as a Mabel takes strike one on the outside half. The Stars took an early 5-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth, and they were able to attack one more on in the sixth inning. But Bombers, they just came storming back. And I guess they ended in a tie over there, where we do international extra inning rules, like when you put the man out on second base, the final out from the previous frame. I guess that's where they ended it. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Beckman. Breaking ball, that's it off the end of the bat out to center field. Now Mabel, he's right there. Howard Rodriguez able to put it away to retire the side in order. So 1, 2, 3 go the Lumberjacks, and we're through 6 full innings. The Rush still clinging to a 6-5 lead when we return. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna, and it's getting late in the ball game. We're set for the top of the 7th inning. The Rush looking to add on a little bit of insurance as they lead the Lumberjacks 6-5. Here in this rematch from yesterday, Rush winning that ball game 3-1. Lumberjacks looking for a little bit of revenge. Both teams sitting at 1-1. We do have a new pitcher for the Lumberjacks, Roger Motley, the 6'3", 215-pound, 22-year-old lefty. He works quickly as he throws outside 2-0 to Anthony Lipsy, who came on as a replacement. Came on in the 6th inning. Now he's getting his first at bat. So that hits him. Fastball inside, clipped him on the back leg. So quickly a leadoff base runner for the Rush. So once again, they're looking for a little bit of insurance. Roger Motley threw an inning and 2/3 scoreless yesterday against the same Toronto Rush. He did not allow a hit, and he struck out 3. That's pretty good-looking stuff. Now as he deals with Matt Crosley, see if he can try and roll a double play ball. Crosley was hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd, popped out to first, and grounded out to third as he takes a fastball down in at the knees for a strike. Working quickly out of the stretch, he kicks and deals, breaking ball outside.
Crosley's still looking for his first hit of the day. He did score a run back in the second inning after he was hit by a pitch.
Here's the 1-1. That ball's chopped foul left side towards the Lumberjack dugout. Count moves to 1-2. 3.5 consecutive scoreless innings from Lumberjack and Rush pitching. Rush putting up 2 runs in the second, 4 in the third, and Lumberjacks will put 2 up in the first and 3 in the second. It's been quiet since then. Here's the 1-2. That's just outside, 2-2.
That's why you love baseball, Evan. You never know what's going to happen. It seemed like this was going to be a game that was going to reach double digits, but the scoring just stopped as the pitcher settled in, and here we are.
Motley still working fast. Oh, 3-chord delivery. It's fouled straight back.
Here we are in a 6-5 game now.
Yeah, because I said a little while ago, men with second and third and 1 out, and an infield that was playing back, I figured, okay, we're going to have more offense, and the score's held tightly since then. Long looking. Here's the 2-2. That blows it hard. Out to shortstop. Good play, Fennelly. Throw back across the diamond in time to get Lipsy. So a line drive double play. And quickly 2 outs.
Just a bad read on that line drive. Hit right to Fennelly. Easy double play for Fennelly and the Lumberjacks defense.
Kevin Johnson, pinch hitter, takes low, 1-0.
Motley just 1 out away from getting back into that dugout.
Breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1.
Motley looking for the hold right now in this 6-5 game. Looking to give the Lumberjacks a chance to tie or take the lead.
Still working very quickly. Foul ball, 1-2 the count. Comes set, kicks and deals. That's a foul right side out of play. Pretty good swing from Johnson that time.
We saw Motley a little bit wild to the first batter that he faced, but he's settled down ever since then. Coming out of the bullpen, it takes a batter or 2 to get settled in on the different mounds on the field.
Motley trying to work a clean frame, breaking ball a little high. He hit Anthony Lipsy to start the inning, and Crossley lined out to short, able to double off Lipsy back at first base. So 2 outs, nobody on for the Rush. They lead 6-5 in the top of the 7th. That pitch taking a little inside off the glove of Combs.
Yeah, a few pitches to work with for Motley ahead of the count. Trying to change eye levels there.
2-2 the count to the pinch hitter Johnson. And that hits him. Second hit batter of the inning issued by Motley. That line drive double play looming pretty large right now. Now I'll bring up Jorge Duran, who will hit for himself. 2 for 3 today, singled back in the 3rd and the 5th. Also an RBI to his credit, coming back in the 3rd inning. Part of that 4-run outburst for the Rush, so he takes outside 1-0. Pretty short lead from Johnson over at first with the lefty Motley on the mound. Big leg kick, deals a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. Duran in the 7th spot. See if the bomb of the York can do a little damage with 2 outs. And there goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. not in time to get Johnson.
Wonderful throw.
A really, really good tag attempt from Puglielli. Caught that and swiped that down pretty quickly.
Just too big of a jump for the runner on first.
Second stolen base for Johnson. One and two the count. Here's the pitch. Ball's hit hard. Left side. Diving stop Heinrich. Throws across the diamond, and it bounces away from Monroe. That's going to allow a run to come in to score, and Duran's going to go to second. Wow, initially a tremendous play to make the stop. It would have saved a run. And might have had a chance to get the runner at first, but a low throw and just skipped away.
Yeah, unfortunate short hop to Monroe at first base from Heinrich at third. That was the last thing you wanted if you're the Lumberjacks. Now 7-5. And the inning isn't over yet.
And that brings up Lolo Williams. He'll bat for himself. He doubled back in the second and a couple punch-outs since, so he's 1 for 3. He bats the man on second base. Rush able to pick up that big insurance run. They now lead at 7-5 here in the seventh. 5th error of the day for the Lumberjacks. Here's the 1-0 from Motley.
Yeah, tough day defensively for the Lumberjacks. They've really shot themselves in the foot a few times throughout this game, and that's why they're trailing 7-5.
Motley looks the runner back a couple times. Breaking ball on the 1-1, misses a little bit high, 2-1.
Duran over at second base, another insurance run for the Rush if they're able to score him with 2 away.
At 2-1 on the outside corner, good two-seam fastball from Motley. Boy, he got the ball back, and he's already set to go. Comes set, looks the runner back once. He deals the 2-2. That's way outside 3-2.
Yeah, if you're Motley, you want to attack Lolo Williams right now. You don't want this inning to be extended.
Motley set. Here's the 3-2. The runner goes. The pitch is fouled straight back and just about 10 feet over our heads. Getting my hands up to be ready for that. I know, Joey, you reacted a similar way.
I know I keep trying to protect my face when really I need to protect this computer in front of me.
Computers are important. Duran was running on the pitch, too. He had a huge jump.
I'd rather a black eye than a black screen.
He does not go. That pitch is high in the air, shallow center field. A Mabel comes charging in, but it's going to be Puglielli who goes back a few feet into the outfield grass to put it away. So a run does come across the score for the Rush, an unearned run at that. They'll gladly take it. We'll be back in a moment for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Rush leading the Lumberjacks 7-5. Ladies and gentlemen, we're set for the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Lumberjacks to try to avenge their 3-1 loss yesterday to the Rush. They trail at 7-5. It's a 2-3-4 hitters due up. Fennelly will bat for himself. Garner and Heinrich, the scheduled hitters after that. D'Anthony Beckman back out for his 2nd inning of work. They're throwing a scoreless 6th inning. He delivers good fastball, strike 1 on the outer half. Beckman continues to work out the stretch. Both offenses came out hot. It was 6-5 after 3 full innings of play as that fastball is delivered way outside 1-1. Scoreless ball game for 3.5 innings. Then in the top half of the 7th, Rush were able to put an unearned run on the board as a pretty big insurance. This still being a save situation, albeit for Beckman. Rush will take advantage of 5 errors from the Lumberjacks as Beckman throws a good fastball at the knees, 1-2.
Yeah, if you're the Lumberjacks here, you're going to do anything possible to get a runner aboard to bring the tying run to the plate here in the last inning.
Fennelly also a home run shy of the cycle. Triple in the 1st, single in the 2nd, double in the 4th. He sees the 1-2. That's way inside, nearly hit him in the leg. He goes dancing out of the way of that and stumbling across the left-handed hitter's batter's box. So the count moves to 2-2. Home run would be nice for the Lumberjacks, but they could definitely use a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Beckman set out of the stretch. Big leg kick, the 2-2. That's hard in the right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Duran over to his right to get it. Big turn from Fennelly, but he puts on the brakes at first. Wisely so. Awesome day for Luke Fennelly. His 4th hit. He's 4 for 4. And that brings the tying run to the plate for the Lumberjacks.
Wonderful afternoon for Fennelly, and exactly what the Lumberjacks needed with nobody out, the tying run to the plate.
Garner 2 for 3, single in the 1st, double back in the 2nd, 3 RBIs total. He does represent the tying run. Swings the first pitch, hits a missile foul out of play to the right side. So Crosley is going to hold the runner on at first. I looked like he was double checking with that in the dugout. Fennelly's run does not matter right now, as this is a 2-run game. The Rush looks to turn 2. Next pitch is hit. Just foul. Wow. Is it hard down the first base line? It was off the glove of Crosley. No way we could tell, but home plate umpire Steve Bartelstein made the call right away. That would have been trouble if it were fair, because that was headed right for the corner, Joey.
Sports are a game of inches, and that's exactly what that was right there. A few inches away from being a fair ball, and who knows what would have happened.
0-2 the count to Garner. Short lead at first from Fennelly. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball at the knees for a called strike 3. Champ Gardner goes down looking on 3 pitches and a big first out for the Rush.
Yeah, if you're the Rush, now you're only 1 ground ball away from escaping this game with a 7-5 victory.
Can't ask for a much more exciting ball game. Offenses came out hot to start. Then we got to see both starting pitchers settle in nicely. Good performances from both bullpens as well. Couple bobbles and misplays along the way. We see the 7-5 ball game. As the runner goes in the pitch, swinging a foul ball back. Looks like a hit and run was on for Jeff Heinrich at the plate. Interesting move to put the runner in motion. Heinrich 0 for 2 today. He was hit by a pitch back in the 5th. He also stole a base. He does represent the tying run, with Fennelly looming over at first base, who singled to start the 7th inning. Having a few conversations down the field. Bartelstein asking for, if anyone has a foul ball, asking to get as many back as possible.
Yeah, there's been so many foul balls throughout this game. They are running out on the field.
Yep, you do need baseballs to play the game of baseball. Beckman set with the 0-1, a long look in. The leg kick misses inside. Beckman's been trying to locate his fastball in the inner half to righties. He's missed in there a few times. He said once again, the rush looking to turn 2. Lou Williams way over to the bag at second base. That ball's hit hard, foul down the left field line as it rattles around the bleachers. Pretty good swing there from Heinrich. The count moves to 1-2. Lumberjacks need to make it happen right now, down to their final 2 outs, trying to avoid back-to-back losses. We'll do it again. Beckman set with the 1-2. Checks the runner for a moment. He kicks and deals. Check swing. They're going to say he went around. The pitch ended up hitting Heinrich. It was a breaking ball that was running inside. Heinrich can't believe the call. In no way did he think that he swung, but Bartelstein appealed to the field umpire, Roman Frecking, and he says he went around.
Yes, he was in a little bit of disbelief there, but the second opinion, the field umpire rung him up.
And for what it's worth, with only a 2-umpire crew, the field umpire is going to be more lined up with the mound and the second base bag. Not exactly a good angle for him, but that is what it is. So 2 outs now, and it's left to Andrew Puglielli. Batting with 2 outs and the man aboard. That hits him. Breaking ball, nowhere for him to go, and it clocked him right on the back.
The tying run now aboard. The winning run stepping in at home plate.
What a break for the Lumberjacks. And it will be Ishida batting for himself. 1 for 2 today. Walked and scored in the second, singled back in the third. Seeing all the position players for the Lumberjacks play the entire game. First time any of us have seen that at the stadium. Lefty on lefty matchup. The first pitch from Beckman is a fastball in the outside corner, strike 1.
Well, Evan, we couldn't have asked for anything better. A great game throughout all 7 innings, 7-5. The tying run aboard, the winning run at home. What a dramatic finish.
Timeout's called at home plate. The Rush outfielders playing very, very deep. Understandable, no doubles defense with the tying run, Puglielli on first base. Both guys getting big leads, and the 0-1 is way outside 1-1. Excellent opportunity for Ishida, potentially trying to be a hero for the Lumberjacks. At the very least, trying to keep this game alive as they trail at 7-5. The 1-1 from Beckman. Check swing, doesn't matter. It's called a strike on the outer half. So the Lumberjacks down to their final strike. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. 2 men on, Puglielli at first. Luke Fennelly at second base. Beckman is set out of the stretch. And he'll deal the 1-2 with the Rush League 7-5, and that breaking ball is down and away. Tried to get Ishida to go fishing, but he held up. Scott Combs waits on deck. He'll bat for himself. So we'll do it again. 2-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Beckman. Fastball high. And that'll load up the count. So the runners will be in motion. Fennelly from second, Puglielli at first. Rush outfield is still playing very deep in a no-doubles defense. Opportunity perhaps in the ball of the outfield for Puglielli to try and tie it as his Lumberjacks trail it by 2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. The runners go, and pitch is taken low, ball 4. It's off the glove of Williams. Both runners will move up a base. And that'll load the bases with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
We are set for a fantastic finish here for Game 1 of the doubleheader here at Palm Springs Stadium. Game 2 will feature the Palm Springs Chill and the Alberta Grizzly. That game is scheduled for 12:30. It's currently 12:23 Pacific time, so the game is going to be pushed back a little bit to allow those two teams to warm up.
The game is at the plate. Scott Combs, a base hit should tie it. He's 2 for 3 today. Singles in the second and the third. Swings the first pitch, and he fouls it off the glove of Lolo Williams. Pretty good hack right there. Fenley singled to start the inning. Garner went down. Garner and Heinrich both went down on strikes. Then Puglielli was hit by a pitch, and Shinichiro Ushida was walked after falling behind 1-2. A long look in from Beckman, a tying run at second, the winning run at first base for the Lumberjacks as they trail 7-5. The 0-1 from Beckman. Curveball, strike 2 at the knees. Once again, here's the game. 0-2 the count to Combs. Beckman trying to pick up a 2-inning save. He's set, big deep breath. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, that hits him. Another unbelievable break for the Lumberjacks. Scott Combs hit right on the arm by a breaking ball with an 0-2 count. That forces in a run for the Jacks, and it's a 1-run game.
Not the prettiest of games today, but surely an exciting one. The base is loaded here in the home half of the 7th inning, still down by 1 run. They have double-digit hits, a full team mound visits.
We are going to have as you just said, Joey, Matt Rush did come out to meet with his team, to meet with his Rush team on the mound. Not to get anyone confused with that. He brought the entire infield in. Just trying to settle his guys down, settle Beckman down. He's done a good job working ahead in the count, but so he got ahead of Shinichiro Ushida 1-2, ended up losing him and walked him, and then 0-2 to Combs and hit him with a breaking ball. Sometimes that can be the price of trying to work inside. So it comes down to this. Chris Monroe, the batter, 0 for 3 today. Flew out to right his last at bat in the 6th. Tying run at third, the winning run at second base. The first pitch is a fastball outside. Combs at first, his run doesn't matter. Ishida at second, he represents the winning run. Puglielli, the tying run over at third. Outfield playing medium deep depth. If anything, I think they'd want to play more shallow to throw out the winning run at the plate. Swings that ball, say high in the air, right side. Over is Crossley, and it's out of play. Matt Crossley gave that one a look. The count moves to 1-1. Pretty good swing there from Monroe. He'll try to straighten it out. Looks like Howard Rodriguez, the center fielder, has moved in just a few more steps. Really big lead from Ishida over at second base. I mean, he's like almost halfway to third. Here's the 1-1. That ball's hit in the air, down the right field line. A little deeper, but it's going to settle out of play. The count moves to 1-2. Third consecutive batter that DeAnthony Beckman has been able to work ahead against. And the third consecutive batter the Lumberjacks are down to their final strike. They trail at 7-6. They've scored 1 run already in the 7th. And he won to tie it, 2 to win it. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. That's it down the right field line again. Over is Duran. He slides. He can't make the catch as it goes sliding into the fence down the right field line.
Terrific effort out there in right field, sliding into the fence. Feet first, luckily, so he's all right.
That's the only way he could have made a play on that ball. Just did not hang up there quite long enough for him. So I'll give him just an extra moment to gather himself, Duran that is, get his hat back on. He brushed a little bit of the dirt off of his pants. Katsuhisa Takamatsu, the scheduled hitter, waiting on deck. Now we're set to go once again. Beckman leaning in. Long looking from Beckman. Now he has his pitch. He comes set. Here's the 1-2 to Monroe. He deals. That ball's in the air, right field. That one's going to stay in play. Duran coming on to his left, and he puts it away. That retires the side, and that is your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Rush able to hang on to win 7-6 over the Lumberjacks, beating the Jacks for the second day in a row. Lumberjacks able to load the bases, even push a run across to make it a one-run game, but unable to capitalize. Lumberjacks lose their second game in a row. We were treated to an absolute pleasure of a ball game. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Rush. 6 runs, 11 hits, 5 errors for the Lumberjacks. That truly is what ended up costing them. Well, I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Joey Senna. We'll be back in about 30 minutes. It'll be Joey and Jacob Kronberg on the call for the next game as the Grizzly take on the Chill right here at Palm Springs Stadium. Take care for now, everybody.